Shalom. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles, elders at Great Millstone and rule well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there. Pushing the truth, pushing the word across the four corners of the earth, continue the labor. Just real quick, and I was looking at that crazy ass article on you got that kid on stage, you know, he's like trans or some shit. He's at stage at a gay bar, he's dancing, and you know, the faggot homo community, you know, they rock with that basically. And they had another picture come out where basically it's a grown, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's grown. It's some kind of trans something, and he's naked, and the kid is right there. And that alone should show you, you know, if you brothers already know what that's about, but if you didn't, man, that alone should show you that, the mentality of these people when it comes to that type of shit. There's one thing about Rome, you know, we talk about forgiveness, repentance, all of that, Salakia, all of that is an important part of the scriptures. All of that is very important. But you got a lot of these people, man, like I just YouTube searched it. A lot of these people, they just got to go. You know, they're sick. They got whatever demon is on them. You know, I'm not going to click on any of these sick ass videos. And that should show you, man, you got in this society, you got straight up demons attacking your children. And, you know, we know and we see it on the news, and we all at it. We see it, hell, we see it in person. Hell, go out to teach, you might see it today. But, you know, the important part out of it is we got to continue to grow, and we got to continue to teach the correct things, because there's going to come a time where there's going to be a lot more people who are coming up and trying to figure out what we're saying. They're trying to figure out the scriptures. Okay, because everything we're watching, everything failed. You know, Esau, his society has failed our people, Black, Native American, and Latino people, not just Black people. But Esau has failed us. His society has failed us. His news has failed us. His system, his schools, all that shit has failed us. Our own, which really we don't have our own society, but the little pieces that we slop together, you know, that shit doesn't hold weight. We don't have our own rulership. We don't have our own anything. You know, we have freedom that was given to us under the order of this society, but we really don't have too much. That's why it's important for men, you know, us being, Lord willing, being those men, to continue on and endure through the faith, endure as good soldiers. Because, you know, we get on, a lot of times we get on women, we get on faggots, we get on wicked niggas, but at the end of the day, you know, the scriptures talk about, hey, let the wicked be wicked still. You know, let these people who are not be not right still, and let the just be just still. And that's what we you know, me speaking for myself, that's what I hope to be. I want to be one of those just men who's justified by the Lord when he goes before the Most High. And that, you know, you want to have that covering when that time of destruction hits. Yeah, it's fucking sick. And, you know, the attack, once again, the attack on the children. You know, it's one thing for adults to come against adults. You know, you could tell a nigga who's into this shit, look, go fuck yourself and continue on. But like me and another brother from my camp were talking, you got some of these people, you know, straight up outwards, you know, homos who are in charge of children, who are in daycare services, child care services. Because with those kind of jobs, you know, they're not paying these people a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of qualifications to get into that. So it's very easy for them to get into those positions. And, you know, if your kids are not being armed and you're not teaching them and you're not giving them some understanding, that's another silly thing that our people like to do. They let kids walk out the house and have the silly ass attitude. That's why, once again, it starts with men. You know, it starts with us, and there's only so much we can do, but it does start with us. Because you know, man, you see what these women are on. You see the kind of weird shit they're on. You know, you look at this. Being transgender is not a choice for my son. This is just, oh man, this is just fucking sick. A sickness that's on our people. Ooh-wee. So, you know, the fact that this is even, and if you notice, what does all say? 1 year, 4 months, 2 years, 4 years. All of this is in the last couple of years. These different news outlets, the same ones who tried to, what the fuck is it? The same one who tried to demonize us. All right, that's enough of that. You know, here they are on there glorifying and being accepting of homosexuals, transgender, all kind of weirdo pedophiles. You know, giving them, lifting them up. You got all kind of, you know, people into that, all kind of real rapists, real molesters of women. You know, in our community, you got all kind of Terry Crews niggas who been to prison and they're trying to be around your kids and around your sons. And, you know, they might be a sports coach or whatever. And so, hey, it's straight up warfare against our people. Straight up warfare. And a lot of our people, they see the position that we're in, and they can see that, you know, us as a people, you know, Black, Native American, and Latino people, we're not in a position to do a great deal. And they prey upon their own people. And that's the thing. That demon has them do that, and they don't understand that that's that demon. You know, or maybe they do understand it and they don't want to resist it. Either way, somebody like that, they gotta go. Because it just, you know, talking with brothers once again, have a spiritual conversation. It seems like it's ramping up. It's ramping up, and it's hard to be a man. It's not hard, but everybody wants to challenge your manhood. I'll say it like that. Everybody wants to challenge you. Everybody wants to try you, test your patience. Hey, we got to continue to endure because it can get hard, but it's part of the faith. It's part of our fight through the faith. Isaiah 46:8, remember this, and show that yourselves men, bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. And that's one thing we have to remember, to maintain as men, not just men, but men of the Lord. So, you know, especially for the younger brothers who they're already trying to become men. They're trying to gain the faith. They're trying to you know, they want that understanding as men. They want to move, you know, because men, as a man, you know, there's certain things that you have to stand for. And like I said, there's no right to passages in this society. You know, niggas in the world, they say, well, look, you know, you get with a woman or something, you become a man. Well, that's not what makes you a man. You know, you're a man once you become of a certain age, 12 years old. Then you become a young man. And then your understanding grows, your duties grow, everything about you is growing. And then, you know, as you go on, you become stronger and stronger. And that's how it's supposed to be. You know, it doesn't tell women can't validate you as a man. Point blank, period. That's just something that you use, you know, when you want to get with a woman, you get with a woman. But I'm going to read it again. Remember this, and show yourselves men, bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. So when these Edomites, they want to roll up, they want to talk about, you know, you guys are a hate group, you guys are against us. Well, you know, now that you rolled up and you want to inquire about it, you know, now it's time to ask some counter questions to these Edomites. You know, ask about who they are, what they stand for. Ask about, it's good to know and understand the news, especially the news in your community, whether it be Black, Native American, Latino, all three, or whatever. And make sure you ask some questions about what they're doing. Hey, why does your local policy include this? Why are you doing this? You know, why are you having homosexual parades coming through our community with children and shit on it, because that's another thing that they do. That's another thing that these Edomites do. I know here in St. Louis there was a parade, the Annie Malone parade used to go through so-called black community, and it was kind of, the black parade or whatever, and they moved it over on the other side of town because, niggas didn't know how to act. Niggas was shooting at the parade and, being niggas, Jake is. And, I was taking a look at it, and what do you know? It's all homos, and, they took away, because Annie Malone was like a black woman. She owned like a what's it called? A adoption home or something like that, or, orphanage or whatever. And, they would get donations or whatever. It's not important, but basically they made it into a homosexual parade, and they got kids in it. And hey, at the end of the day, man, these Edomites come to you with that bullshit, on your job. Brothers talk about this all the time. They trying to make gay jokes. They trying to do weird shit. You got to shut all that shit down, man. You're a man. We're men. Not just any men either. We are the men chosen of the Most High. We are those men going back to those ancient men. Matter of fact, verse 9, remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from the ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. And that's another thing too. The Lord has given us a great gift. No more is this thing where everybody's trying to brainstorm and wondering what's going to happen, and trying to predict it, trying to, what direction should I go? How should I fashion my life? Should I, stash up for when shit hits the fan? Well, we have the answers all here. Everything has been given to us, and we got to maintain. And that's another thing that men do. Well, not just any men, but men of the Lord. So we got to continue to seek that, not make excuses, and do one of the hardest things. That's evaluation of yourself, because that's where it comes down to. Work for your own salvation. Self-evaluation is very important. And I'm just a young brother, but I do it all the time, man. Self-evaluation. This week, hey, I could have did a little more. Spirit was a little off. Could have did a little more. Maybe I'll pray. I'll definitely pray, but maybe I'll fast over it, and hopefully, next week it'll be a little more. I have a little more energy. Have a lot more energy. Make some adjustments with myself. Get over to the gym a little more. Read a little more. Manage my time better, and I'll have more in my production. And that's just dealing with myself. Every brother has his own things that his own duties that he has to adjust for. This is 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. There you go. You're supposed to study. Study. The elders and apostles keep putting out videos, because a lot of times brothers can't necessarily get to, where the elders and the apostles are. They can't get to all the specifics of the scriptures. But we're supposed to still, if you don't understand something, you're supposed to reach out. Reach out to your camp leader, or your camp leader reach out to an elder that they're in contact with, and gain understanding on the scriptures and certain things that come into question. So we're supposed to be students. We're supposed to study to show yourself approved, study to show that you have the understanding. That's right. You need to not be ashamed, and that's ultimately why a lot of Israelites don't want to go out and do the word, because they don't understand the wholeness of the Bible. It's good to have motivation. It's good to take the motivational scriptures in it. But along with that, you got to take everything. You got to take the reproof, the rebuke. You got to take the prophecy, the history. You got to take all of it. And just one more, 1 Peter 5:5 is likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yet all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility For the Most High resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. And that's one of the number one parts of it. You know, the Most High is not dealing with proud ass niggas. You know, I'll just say it like that. You know, you got a lot of that in the world, proud ass, faking ass niggas who, I'm not even gonna go in on them, but they're just faking. That's a huge thing amongst our people. A bunch of fakers, motherfuckers online trying to perpetrate and act like they're doing something or they know something when they really don't. And that's one of the things. The Lord is not dealing with you if you're doing that. You know, the Lord is dealing with humble men. You know, if you get rebuked on something, take the rebuke. You get in a situation or brothers get on you or something, just deal with it. Deal with the self-evaluation of it and continue to grow. Yep, and we're supposed to submit ourselves unto the elders. We're supposed to give that respect and give double honors. So with that being said, man, just something simple to go over. We got to be as men and continue to be as men because every week we're going to be tested. You know, if we're not tested, you know, in your camp, you know, in a written test, you're going to be tested when you go out into the world. You're going to be tested on what you stand on, you know, and people are going to try you. So with that being said, call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakadash. Hopefully it was edifying. Shalom.